Justin Bieber has been dominating the scenes for nearly 2 decades now, and he's definitely one of the most successful artists of our time and generation. But what is behind his signature sound? We've done our investigation and we found one of Justin's vocal chain, which we were able to replicate using only Waves plugins. Now, without any further ado, let's dive into the video. His engineer Josh Godwin revealed that they often use the Sony C800G microphone for Justin's vocals, which runs through a Neve preamp and the CL1B compressor. We've got the project here with Waves plugins only. Before we do anything, let's listen to the project, so I'm gonna temporarily turn off the vocal chain.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. What you waiting for?
Okay, so the first part of the vocal chain has been pre-optimized for the recording chain. First we have a Neve emulation, and then I added the R-comp to emulate the CL1B compressor. I've also activated the Opto style for this plugin. Now let's take a listen what they do.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. What you waiting for? If I never get a chance to.
These plugins there to emulate the recording chain, and both plugins add a subtle enhancement and a touch of color to the signal. Now let's move on to the plugin chain. Josh has shared us insights into the plugin chain that used on Justin's vocals for the song called Love Yourself. Now it's important to note that this chain is optimized for much more than that song. Right off the bat they add the SSL eChannel plugin. They use the UAD version. It's perfect for us because Waves has that emulation. Before I explain what this plugin does, let's listen to it first.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. What you waiting for?
This is a very important part because many things happening on this plugin. We've got the high pass filter activated to cut out the low rumble. Then we attenuated the highs with this red notch to darken the tone. And that's it for the EQ section. However, on this plugin, we also have a compressor activated at the end of the signal chain to apply subtle compression. And these are the settings pretty much they use on this plugin for Justin Bieber's vocal. This feeds into one of the most popular compressor, the LA2A. Josh uses the UAD version on Justin's vocal, but the Waves version is pretty close in terms of sound. Let's listen to what the LA2A does.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. What you waiting for?
It's important to find a sweet spot with this. Normally I stay below 7 dB gain reduction. Next up we have a crucial part of the puzzle, which is the C6 Multiband Compressor. They use this plugin on Justin's vocal and I kept their settings. Let's listen to it.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. What you waiting for?
You can see there are many adjustments happening within the C6, but I have simplified this for you using macro knobs, so you don't have to adjust the settings individually. Following plugin is a Deesser. Their choice is the Fab Filter Pro DS, but the Waves Deesser will do the job just fine.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed.
Next plugin is an interesting choice. Josh uses the Fab Filter Q2 to attenuate some muddy and harsh frequencies. I've replicated that using the F6, and this is how it sounds like.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. Oh, what you waiting for.
Okay, and we arrive to the vocal effects, and they like to build around this brick plate reverb, and this is what I tried to emulate here with the Abbey Road plates, which I find to be pretty cool. I have also applied an EQ to shape the tone. I went pretty aggressive with this. And I've applied a subtle sidechain compression to have a little control.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. Oh, what you're waiting for.
Next, I've added a warmer support to this vocal with a delay effect using the Many Queen plugin. I've also introduced a more aggressive sidechain compressor, and I've added a subtle plate reverb.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. Oh, what you're waiting for.
The final effect I've applied is a parallel compressor, and I've also used an EQ to darken the tone. Let's just listen to it.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. Oh, what you're waiting for.
This preset is designed for darker type vocals, but some of Justin Bieber's vocals are a little brighter. To accommodate different tones, I set up these macro knobs for you. This allows you to easily mix and match the settings to achieve the desired tone you prefer.
If I never get a chance to say sorry, you don't need to take the blame, yeah, it's on me. If you never come back, then you'll never know. Can't open up that door when it's shut closed. Can't even figure out what you're waiting for. Oh, what you're waiting for.
If you like this preset chain, don't hesitate to download it using the link below. And if you like to know how to replicate Drake's vocal chain, watch this video next. See you there!